How's it going, everyone? We've got a guest with us today. Our guest is Sam. How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself, Corbin?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. So, could you start us off with perhaps a little bit of an intro and a background, perhaps?
So originally I was mainly a shaman,
Hmm.
practically trained, and then like it never really seemed to stick, so now I'm just sort of like a wandering occultist
Okay.
from one practice to the next. I've studied Qabalah, I've studied Hermeticism, I've studied Huna, back to the shamanism. I studied Castanadian sorcery, which is very
Okay.
interesting. Some powerful stuff there.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't personally read a whole lot of Castaneda, but I've been sent snippets and articles and things, and it all seems very fascinating. The whole hunter or stalker versus dreamer thing is very interesting. So we've mentioned a lot of things here. Shamanism, Kabbalah, Hermeticism. You mentioned Huna, which I'm not even familiar with myself.
That's
Castaneda.
I can
Yeah.
clear that one up for you. It's Hawaiian shamanism specifically.
Okay.
We go back to
Okay.
Polynesia. It's a 5,000-year-old practice, almost continuous.
Okay. That is excellent.
A lot of good
Okay.
information in there.
And so did you actually go to Hawaii or did you meet somebody that was
No,
in the States or
I found a book. It's
a
always
book?
books, right? Like we find a book, we get called to the book, we read the book, right?
There. And one book opens another.
Yeah. You got it.
So how can you tell us a little bit about how you mentioned you were classically trained in shamanism? Is this sort of what you mean, sort of the autodidact self-taught approach?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. There was no teacher. There was just like intuition.
Okay.
The call
Excellent.
calls, and then you follow the call.
Absolutely. So have you read any like Michael, is it Michael Harner or Garner? I forget now. Have you read any Michael Harner?
Yeah, I have read Mike Horner. I have his book right here on my shelf, actually.
Excellent.
Wave the
For some
Shaman.
reason,
Excellent,
yes, that's a
excellent
really good
protection
one.
book.
Yes, I love that. And you mentioned that it didn't really stick with you. What did exactly did you mean by that?
I don't know. It just doesn't like again the intuition. It's not exactly the right thing. Like you just keep looking for the right thing in your life, the thing that
Yeah.
really sticks with you.
Hmm. So is there anything from those practices that you are still utilizing then? Was there a
um,
certain a common factor across all of these systems that you are still using?
Perception. It's all
Perception.
about perception, changing your levels of perception. Um, Starting at like your basic um how you're taught perception and then breaking the way you're taught because society teaches you to think a certain way and act a
Hmm.
certain way. You have to have your name out there, you have to share everything with everybody you meet, everybody's got to be open with each other, but like in Castanadian sorcery, it's encouraged that you don't talk about your past at all, or
Hmm.
you talk about snippets and you don't tell the whole story. It's all like secrets and secrets.
Interesting. That's funny because I've always taken the exact opposite approach. I've always been completely open book, unless it's like something that I'm currently working on. I try to keep that to myself, but it's funny because it's almost the opposite approach to the same end. Maybe not though.
I mean, everything's getting to the same place at the end, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I love what you
We're all
mentioned too about the
tasting
societal
it.
programming.
Oh, sorry.
No, I
I
was
said
just I was just saying.
we're all just chasing a taste of the Godhead
Yeah.
in some form or another on both paths. Like it's either you make your own Godhead or you touch the Godhead that you think already
Mhm.
exists.
Yeah, I love that. It's almost like this spiral fountain that we're all trying to cup our hands and drink from.
Hmm.
Awesome. So, is there anything, do you have like a daily magical practice or like a daily spiritual practice that you do? or is it all just in the way
Mm,
that you think and live
it's more in living than practice. I don't. It's not like I wake up and I pray, but I try
okay.
to give thanks for everything around me: food,
Okay, so
water, light.
appreciation.
Because like without it, what would we be?
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, so you don't find that, so personally speaking for me, I find that daily, at least meditation and rituals help me to reinforce those principles that I've learned along the way, because society will try to brainwash you, so to speak, or drown you again if you don't maintain focus. So I guess I should speak for myself. It has tried to drown me and to try to brainwash me against the things that I've learned. So I use daily ritual and meditation to help reinforce those principles. Do you not find that necessary in your
I don't think I find that too necessary. No, I think
Interesting.
my walking is my meditation, my breathing is my meditation, and like
Excellent.
I just try to find I try to live zen so my head's clear of all of that. But of course the
And I
emotions break through.
Yeah, I definitely resonate with that. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry. I think we're on a little bit of a time delay here, so
Yeah.
that might happen.
Um like a big part of my practice for a year or two was just doing Korean Zen Buddhism, meditating, sitting zazen, but like in the end I found that to be like doing that daily was like I don't know, slowing me down, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
want to
I
just
love it.
be out there with my hands in the like the ether as it is.
Yes, the practical, pragmatic approach is very much appreciated as well. What was I going to say? The just the act of being aware of your breath and your posture can do so much for you.
Standing straight. You gotta have your head and your
Hmm.
neck back so there's no discomfort. You gotta find that right
Hmm.
spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to have more conversations like this, because so many of the conversations that I've had have been centered around ceremony and ritual. But there are people and practitioners who do just live their life as their devotion, as their practice, as their magic.
Yeah. I like ceremonies fun from time to time, but like it's really just a lot of work for what you can do on your own. We have all the tools inside of ourselves.
That is absolutely correct. And that reminds me of what I was wanting to mention was, you mentioned just keeping your head empty, the Zen, openness. And that was one thing that I noticed that Qabalah sort of leans very heavy into, is filling
Hmm.
you up and making you a vessel. Um, and so that's recently I'm just trying to be more open and grounded and practical in my approach, instead of every single time I hear a sentence trying to categorize it in some sort of filing cabinet, you know?
I think you would do good with some Canadian sorcery. You're throwing away categories, you're throwing away things. Things are
Mm,
organic or non-organic, but they're both living, right?
sure.
Everything has consciousness, everything has mana,
Hmm.
everything has a vibration.
Mm,
So like it's all about stopping your thoughts and acting in the moment, right? When you're doing
sure.
magic,
Hmm.
that's why you do all the purification up to it. That's why the Kabbalic ritual where if you have a thought that just really irritating you, you just grab it and pull it out and throw it.
Very good. So I love that concept as well of organic and inorganic, but both are living. There's a sort of animistic quality to that, and I that definitely resonates with me.
Yeah, like if you've done magic long enough, I think you'll realize non-organic things have as much consciousness as organic things. And
Hmm.
if you treat them with respect, they last longer and they do better. And if you don't, they
Hmm.
just kind of fall apart.
Interesting. So now I'm coming to think about the other thing that we sort of talked about a little bit was the demonization of entities and spirits. And I can't help but find some sort of synergy or tangent between inorganic and organic and demonic and angelic, or positive and
Well,
negative consciousness.
yeah, it's all on the spec.
Yeah.
What is it? The like third law in Kabbalion, second
What
or
is
third,
that?
something they teach really early.
So there's mentalism, vibration, correspondence, polarity, rhythm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
polarity.
like yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
everything has polarity. There we go. Thank
Yes,
you.
absolutely. If I had to walk myself through it, it's been a while.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
You know better than I do. That's for sure.
So yeah, but that whole concept of looking at things as good or bad or conscious or unconscious is a very good way to fragment yourself and to create a shadow or, a chip on your shoulder.
But then, like, we should always aim for wholeness with the dark and the light.
Yes.
If there was some way to combine like the old studies with the demonization and get the balance that should be there, like
Hmm.
what is it? Lucifer is sulfur and Roman myth and Roman pantheon,
Or
right?
phosphorus, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then that is you can take that to Hephaestus and Greek
Hmm.
mythology, and you can say that's Loki in Norse mythology,
Sure. Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
they've all been demonized and turned from like turned from what they were into something to be made an enemy of. And I don't think
Hmm.
making enemies of things is necessarily the right thing to do when you're trying when
Yeah, I
you
would
because
concur.
everything has light and dark, right? You have to have balance. You can't overload something with your own beliefs and feelings.
Right. Yeah, and we even see, I mean, we see the repercussions of that in our society. Um, Everyone is so pointed outward. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
knows how to explore inward anymore because we've been so drowned in this idea of solar consciousness. And
Mm-hmm.
nobody has any perception of their lunar consciousness. You know,
Well, you can blame people like Alice Bailey for that, right? Focusing on the solar and not the lunar.
I'm not sure who that is actually.
She's a Gnostic.
Oh, okay,
Wait, here, she wrote a series of books, these blue books.
interesting. Okay, yeah, I don't think I'd ever heard
Definitely,
of them before.
definitely more right hand than left hand, I would say. But
Interesting.
you take what you can use and leave the rest.
Hmm. So, is Gnosticism something else that you've delved into a little bit, or something that you're
Yeah,
still
like
interested in?
I've seen videos on it, and I am interested in it, learning more about it. It seems like I mean, it's just knowledge.
Yeah, it's
Trying to
another
get gnosis.
tradition. Hmm. Yep. So yeah, along with the demonization of the gods, and it almost sounded like I was saying demonetization, which could be related. Um, so, do you think that there was any benefit to trying to bring everything into one sort of like universal Catholic system of?
No, I don't think the universal system works. I've been a
I
part
don't think it does either.
of that, and it's everybody just doing their own thing anyway.
Right,
I'm just gonna
right.
this is what people are gonna do anyway. So just let them.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
say freedom. Let everybody do
Hmm.
what they want to do.
Yeah, I think true liberty would impose no chains on anyone.
Hmm.
Everybody would be able. And that's what I think Crowley was trying to get at a little bit with, like, if everyone's performing their own true will, then it's not going to be imposed on anyone else's true will.
Yeah, because how could you?
Hmm.
You wouldn't be really breaking your chains if you were enchaining somebody else.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. So when you mention like breathing, are there any specific breathing techniques that you use, or just sort of like a balanced box breath?
Just a balanced box breath, slow,
Okay.
deep breaths.
Okay.
But I also have the
Excellent.
vice of tobacco, so like I have to be extra careful with it.
You have
I would
divisive
monitor
tobacco?
my, yeah, the vice of tobacco, like to smoke cigarettes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This it's
Interesting.
sacred. It helps clear the body of anything unwanted.
So you actually do you inhale it or do you just sort
Yeah, I
of like
inhale it.
draw it in? Okay. And do you
But
have like do you grow the tobacco or do you just buy like
no, I
store
just
bought?
I just I, it's convenience. If I could grow it, I would, but I don't
Sure.
have the
The
ability
means
to do that right now.
that's understandable. I was just curious. I figured I'd ask. I will pipe like puff tobacco, but I don't actually
That's a good
inhale it.
practice.
And I've definitely noticed it's at least very meditative, but it does have a sort of cleansing quality. It creates circulation and, mental awareness.
But too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing, right? Everything
Sure.
in moderation.
That's so funny because my grandpa, that was his favorite saying, and it's his pipe that I puff on. It was a meerschaum pipe. It's kind of hard to see with the lighting, but
Beautiful pipe.
this was his, and it's
I
got
bet
a
it's
faux
tasty.
amber. But he used to say moderation in all things, all the time. So it's so synchronistic, I suppose, or serendipitous that you would mention that when I was talking about his pipe.
Definitely.
Hmm, hmm.
It's how the universe comes together.
Yeah, it really is. Everything is woven. And that's another thing that I noticed in my sort of shamanic explorations was this idea of the weave or the
Hmm.
grid and
The web of
everything
life.
being woven. Yeah, the web of light or the web of weird. Yeah. So
Um,
go ahead, please.
it's like macro micro. You pull on one string and it shakes all the other strings, and then string
100%.
and then the vibrations come back together in different ways.
Yes, yes. So are there any specific techniques that you use to enter shamanic trance? Chanting, drumming, incense, drugs?
Drumming, singing, drugs on occasion.
Hmm.
Drugs were something I did when I was young, and it was experimental, and it kind of I did too much, and now
Mm.
it's just like permanent second sight. It's very easy to just slip into it without much.
Yeah.
Like I'll be listening to drumming sometimes, and then like every all the lights will come exploding at me, and
Yep.
uh, the it's like static that's always in it, but it becomes more
Uh-huh.
physical, almost more visceral.
Hmm. Yeah, I've got that too.
Yeah, a lot of people, and I think our circle have it.
Yeah, but it's also something that I think I had a little bit before I started taking drugs. And I think that's one reason I wanted to explore drugs is because I was trying to figure out what was going on between the boundaries.
Yeah, did you like spinning around in a chair as a kid?
I
That's
liked
another.
spinning around. Yeah, I liked spinning around in a chair and I liked sitting in my mom's car with the door open because it would go ding, ding, ding until it would modulate and the sound would begin to change.
Or just going to like really dark places. Uh, I remember friends of mine were being cruel to me when I was young, and they put me in a trunk for like 3 hours, and I was like, ah, this is fine in here. It's dark. It's a little warm, but like
You
everything's
found your
like
happy
bouncing
place.
around in my eyes. Yeah, 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 yeah. No fear of the
Interesting.
dark or spaces. Uh, like the best thing to do when being a shaman is to have like no fear at all anyway, or to be able to
Yeah.
manage your fear, control it,
Yeah.
use it as a tool.
Well, that's an interesting thing too, because most humans, their greatest fear is the unknown, and the dark is the personification of the unknown. And a shaman in most traditions means one who sees in the dark. So
I
it's very
didn't know that.
powerful. Then I think in the original, like whatever I'm spacing now, whatever culture the word shaman actually comes from, I don't think it's
I think it's out
tungsten.
of Siberia, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. It actually means like torchbearer or one who sees in the dark or one who can guide others in the dark.
Yeah, I think it comes from the what are they? The Koryak people.
There you
Up in
go.
Siberia.
Yeah, I knew it was Siberian for sure. But yeah, it's interesting. You have to go into this with no fear for sure, because that vibration that you've mentioned that just keeps coming back across the weave, fear is a vibration.
Hmm.
So we got to
And as a
control that.
shaman, I think as a shaman, you're trying to make the least amount of vibrational impact or negate the most vibrational impact.
Yeah.
Like you try to step without vibration because you know what happens when you step. You have to be you think about it. It's all about it. There's more thought to it, I think, maybe.
Yeah, or
You would,
you try to hear the song that the weave is making and you try to like step to it,
yeah, I
like
think
dance
that's a
to it.
better way to put it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Because so
So,
much
and
of it is
speaking of,
like instinctual. Oh,
yeah,
I was just saying, so much of it is instinctual.
absolutely.
So of course,
Instinct and
dance
intuition
is
are
the
huge.
perfect metaphor.
Yes. Well, and someone once described the process to me of like if you're focused on what other people are doing, especially as a shaman, it's like being in a dance with a partner and you're not even paying attention to them. Like you're going to be stepping
Yeah,
on their feet, they're going to be stepping on yours. You're not going to be having a good time. So, yeah,
yeah, you're right.
intuition is huge when it comes to this work. So, do you have any techniques for developing intuition for anybody who's listening?
Um, Listen to yourself. Like, just
Hmm.
spend time listening to yourself. Maybe that there's not thought, but there's feeling, right? Listen to your
Yeah.
feelings when you're around people. Trust your feelings. Your feelings
Hmm.
are there for a reason. It's just learn to listen. Learn to
Hmm.
quiet your mind and listen.
Yeah.
That's
So,
another Castanedian idea.
is it
Yeah, listening.
interesting?
First you have to listen, and then you can see.
Yes, I agree with that. Hmm. So, we mentioned the weave, and that reminded me of the grid, which reminds me of the way that cities are laid out.
Hmm.
And you have mentioned a couple times in our private discussions the idea of city magic and grid magic and stuff like that. Is that
Yeah,
something
yeah,
you'd want
yeah,
to talk about?
yeah. Again, we're going to micro,
Mhm,
small, big. There's little neighborhoods and cities, and they all have their own vibration, and their
mhm,
vibrations come together to build a city, right? To build a
mhm,
big entity. It's like all these smaller entities form up to a bigger entity, and um sometimes people will do magic without thinking and throw off that vibration. So the weave
mhm,
starts shaking and rattling in places where it shouldn't.
mhm. Yeah, so I take it you're not one to do like baneful magic and workings and stuff like that then.
I try not to, but the urge always
Yeah.
hits sometimes.
Yeah, we're human,
Yeah,
right?
like when I get angry, I just want to curse people. I just want to go and pound on my drum and light a red candle and just go to war.
Yeah,
But that's not practical. That's shaking the weave too much. My
it
wife
is.
always is like, "No, you can't do that." She's the one
So
that keeps me. If it wasn't for her, I'd be at war with everybody. I think.
so it sounds like they have a spiritual practice as well to some degree.
Yeah.
And is that something that you do together, or is it kind of like
Sometimes,
separate, remote?
sometimes it comes together. Sometimes it doesn't. She works
Hmm.
more in the house. I work more on the street. You know. But that's my
Okay,
micro into macro again. Little
right.
into big.
Yeah, good luck escaping that theme.
No, no, no. I think that's the theme of the episode.
Yes. So, tell us a little bit about what you're doing on the streets then, if you don't
Okay,
mind.
so I'll get a feeling. I'll either be by myself or maybe with another practitioner, and it'll be
Hmm.
like, I gotta go this direction. And
Hmm.
we'll go that direction and we'll start walking, and maybe it'll be like a mile, and we'll get a feeling, or there'll be a synchronicity that we'll need to be in the spot, and then we'll sort of like psychically work out what's wrong with the area. Like
Yeah.
major parks will have big psychic stains on them from just um whatever incidents. I can remember this one time we came to a major park in my city, and there was like this Ramadan,
Mhm.
like a roofed area, and there was paint smeared all over the ground, and there was all this red energy around it, like
Mhm.
somebody had come and just like disturbed a good time, like threw paint
Mhm.
on people,
I
something
see.
like something really nasty that you would do to somebody, right? Sometimes
Yeah.
you go to and then we explored the area, and the spirit from the event started to follow us because
Interesting.
practitioners attract spirits.
Hmm.
So we usually lead it away from populated areas and banish it, bind it, seal it.
Okay. Okay. That's
Sometimes
awesome.
destroy it if that's called for. It's just those simple four things, and then sometimes you go to areas and like you're following your instincts and you find a murder bed by the train track.
Hmm.
So it's a mixed bag. Sometimes you find these beautiful areas though in the process, and it's just like a chance to renew yourself, and the city takes care of you because you take care of the city.
Yeah.
It's a
I
give and take.
really love this idea. Please continue.
Um, so I got the idea. Well, I was doing the work without knowing what it was, but it's more written about in a book called Urban Magic. I posted it recently.
Okay.
um, and that covers um a big like sloth of how to do magic in a city, and again to consider your event, to consider how you affect things. It's more of a witchcraft book, but I still
Okay.
was able to take what I could from it and use it like always. You take what you can and you leave the rest.
So it seems like you almost have an aversion to the physical, practical, ritual-esque aspects of the work. Is that because you think it's too like role play pretendy, or do you think it's too showy and it's too obvious?
Boring, quick.
Boring?
It was not boring, but like it's long. It takes time. It it's you have to like have a private space. You can't like when you're out in nature, someone can come stumble upon you when you're doing a ritual. Your ritual has to
That's
be
part of
quick
it.
and you have to be able to pull it all up real quick and hopefully not bother anything that you were contacting at the time.
Hmm.
But the
Interesting.
city also will also provide you places and that synchronicity of nobody showing up in a million person city.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very interesting. Yeah, it sounds like you are doing what a lot of people do, like when they are like healing their aura or like balancing their energy field. It seems like you're basically doing that macrocosmically on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. It's all
grid.
micro macro. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
So
also have to
now
be balanced to do it, right? Like I
that's what
can't
I was
go
going to
into it
say. Yeah.
shooting
So
off
what are
energy and
the ways that you get yourself in the space to do work like that? Just
um
kind of what we mentioned already, or is there other
yeah,
things?
marijuana is probably the best one. The
Okay.
green dragon really helps.
Sure.
Um Fasting beforehand a little bit, not a lot because you're
Okay.
gonna have to eat while you're out there. You're gonna be working a
Mhm.
lot. You're gonna be moving a lot. Taking in it's a different kind of process because you're gonna have to take in calories while you're out expending calories.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in a deficit. It's not like you're at home and you have your staff and you have your
You're just
six
sitting
candles
here.
lit. Yeah.
So, are there any like mantra or like, affirmations that you repeat in your head or anything
Oh,
like that?
I am powerful. I am a storm. And then just
Okay.
just those two lines.
Okay. Okay. Very good. And what was the other thing I was going to ask? Oh, have you noticed any synchronicity between like you doing something external and then something happening in your life with your family or with your own mind or health, or perhaps the other way
Yes.
around?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hmm.
definitely. Like I've done work and I've gotten better jobs.
Hmm.
I've done work and things have become more peaceful. I've done work and I've been able to get these great animals. Some of them I wasn't able to hold on to, but just a
Yeah,
chance to live with them for a little bit.
I
Dogs
love
and cats
animals.
and such.
Yeah. Hmm.
You
So,
meet interesting people too.
do you ever work with your animals magically?
My
I mean,
cat
it's
sometimes.
impossible not. Like, you can't not. I
Yeah,
mean, like, do you intentionally like do it?
sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I try to learn from them.
Hmm.
They're the best teachers. Cats are definitely the best magicians.
I love thinking about animals as gods or like eidolons. They're so
Hmm.
pure.
Yeah. Sometimes it's pure rage. Sometimes it's pure bliss. But
But
it is
you never see a cat acting like a walrus or a giraffe
no.
though. They're pure expressions of themselves.
Yeah, and
Well,
every cat is its own
sometimes
cat.
a cat will act like a dog, but go ahead. I
Yeah,
digress.
but every cat is its own cat though. Even the cat that acts like a dog, he still does cat things.
Yes, yeah. Awesome. So, would you like to talk a little bit about psychosis and mental health then? I think that was
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
another.
yeah. So spiritual, you know about the concept about spiritual psychosis when practitioners dive too deep, too fast, and their mind breaks. I'm sure we've all
Yeah,
had moments of
yeah.
it, and sometimes they don't recover from it. Sometimes the diving so deep, so fast, so hard, um, just wrecks them, and
Hmm.
then they spend the rest of their lives with people with like legitimate mental illnesses like bipolar and stuff. A lot of schizophrenia appears to me like it's like spiritual sickness. They'll see demons. They all have similar symbolism in their hallucinations and what the voices will say to them. Some of them are commanding, some of them aren't, some of them are nice, some of them aren't. It
Hmm.
all varies in it, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It's like some of it could be like I know for a fact some of my clients um worked with demons, and they probably didn't do it right. They probably weren't being
Hmm.
very safe about it because of other like
Hmm.
I know on the streets here that Satanism is very popular with the users. It just seems to go hand in hand. Maybe it makes it
Interesting.
easy. And maybe it makes it easier for them. But you see a lot of spiritual Satanists who are heavy meth users.
Hmm. It's very interesting. I know there's definitely something to like speed and being sleep deprived, and I know I've used sleep deprivation for ceremonial purposes before, so maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe it has something to do with the dopamine that you
Yeah,
get from the drug. I don't know.
it could just be how it changes the perception, how rapidly it changes it. Because from what I
Yeah.
understand, it is a rapid change in perception with lots of hallucinations that go along with it.
Yeah.
Physical hallucinations.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's something
Be
that
safe.
I've been
Be safe in
working.
your practices, kids.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've been working to try to understand myself is because there are times I spend a lot of time in meditation, relatively anyway, and there are times where my eyes are wide open and I see things that are not there. And so I'm trying to understand how much of an impact things like the pineal gland and the pituitary gland can have on the retina and the optic nerve. Because that's what I
I mean,
think a lot of this is it's an imprint of stimulus from something like the pituitary or pineal gland onto the optic nerve. And certain people can't distinguish the difference, or certain states of mind can't distinguish the difference. Because I've watched candle flames crawl from my candle down my altar onto the floor completely sober.
that could
And I truly
definitely
believe,
That could
Yeah, I was
definitely
just
be
gonna say
it.
I believe that it was an imprint on of actual sensory nerves as opposed to like a psychosis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's theories about that. There's a it's a not very studied thing. It's
Yeah, for sure.
it I will tell you what they do in mental health. They fill them full of meds and then they hope it stabilizes them.
Yeah.
And with
Mm,
the ones who have schizophrenia, the meds work. With the ones who don't have schizophrenia, the meds do not work. No amount
yeah.
of medication helps.
Yeah. So what is it that you actually do again? Can you remind me like the actual like what would you consider the job
I'm
title?
a I'm a psych tech. I just
A psych tech.
babysit adults, basically. Yeah. I write
Okay.
notes, I watch people, I make sure nobody hurts each other.
Okay.
Micro we're back into it again. And with the
Yeah.
pineal gland thing, it's the big system micro into macro again.
Yeah. Yeah.
The little gland affects the whole system, right?
Well,
Everything's interconnected in your brain.
there's also been studies where I don't think there are very many or any cases of schizophrenia in blind people or like major psychosis in blind people. So like there seems to be some correlation between our optic nerves and retina and the way that we actually assimilate reality. I don't
There's
know.
there's also the audio part of it too. I have known
Yeah.
some blind
Yeah.
people with just audio hallucinations, commanding
Same.
voices.
Yep.
So it does happen, but it is very rare. It's like 1 in 100, I would say.
Right. That's what I mean. It's very, very rare. It's not common at all.
Mm-mm.
So do you ever, I imagine you do probably do like workings on some of the patients and stuff to try to help heal them, or
Not
do you just kind of
anymore.
leave
When
and
I
let that
started,
be?
I tried, but it's really up to them. It's a lot of this, and it's harsh, is natural consequences of their own choices.
Sure.
They made choices to get to this point. I can only help them so much. I
Yeah.
can only help anybody so much except for myself. I'm the only one I can really help, right? We are
Hmm.
our own best allies.
Hmm. So if you had one piece of advice to give to people that feel like they're struggling rather with mental illness, what would that advice be?
Find someone to talk to, find a counselor, find a therapist, find somebody, a friend, and try to get some help. Exercise works too if you're depressed, but if you have like serious mental health issues, if you're hearing things, if you're seeing things, if you're suicidal, seek help
Hmm. Yeah.
before it's too late and you're not here anymore and you can enjoy reality or
Or
not
help
enjoy
other
reality
people.
if you're a Gnostic.
Yeah, that is so fucking hilarious. Excuse my language. Every Gnostic, everyone I know that's Gnostic that identifies as Gnostic is also somewhat nihilistic and pessimistic as well.
You could just
Uh,
go learn from the Buddha. He says you can
yeah,
escape.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, so was there anything else that you wanted to offer or suggest or mention while we got you here?
No, I think I covered everything that we're supposed to talk about. The weave is
Awesome.
still,
Excellent. It was really good talking to you. I appreciate you taking the time to come on
of course.
and share some of your story with us.
I had a really great time talking with you. If you ever want me on again, I'll come on.
I appreciate that. Yeah, or maybe we just chat in our own
Yeah,
time about some things. Awesome.
definitely. If you have any more questions after this, please ask away. I'll
Will
answer
do.
as best as I can.
Awesome. All right. Well, take care. Be safe out there, and yeah, I'll probably talk to you in Discord and stuff.
All right, cool.
Peace.
Peace.